One movie that was on my radar but I almost forgot about was the Pokemon I Choose You movie coming out this year. It's the first Pokemon movie in a long time to come out in theaters in the US. It still has a limited run, it's only playing for 2 days in certain theaters. However, when I went to go see it, there was actually a pretty big crowd excited to see the movie. When I was standing in line to get a ticket, there was actually a little girl and her mother standing behind me that were actually going to go see the My Little Pony movie. But once they heard about all the people going to see the Pokemon movie, they decided to go to that instead. And then just see the Pony movie later. Which I'm surprised there are theaters in my area still playing it right now. This was a Fathom event, so there was some special stuff shown before the movie. And that included a couple of the Pokemon Generation shorts on the big screen, which was awesome to see. As well as a music video with a new rendition of the original anime theme song. As someone who grew up with the franchise, I really enjoyed that. Then the movie itself is basically a retelling of parts of Season 1 of Pokemon. Though there are some major changes that some people might be upset about. The big one that everybody talks about is the fact that Brock and Misty are not Ash's friends in this movie. Instead, he's friends with these new characters Verity and Sorrel. Which, to be honest, I don't really mind because I'm not a Gen 1er. If you don't know what a Gen 1er is somebody who played the first generation of Pokemon or only watched the first, season of Pokemon, and that's it. Not saying that Gen 1ers are bad fans or anything, but complaining about Brock and Misty just seems kind of weird when you're not even into the franchise that much. I'm not into Pokemon as much as I used to be, but I play at least one game every generation. I suppose the most fans that were upset were people that were fans of the original anime. And this movie goes over a few plot points that were in the original season of the anime. Basically the plot of the first episode, the storyline with Charmander evolving into Charizard, and also some Butterfree stuff. It's all kind of sprinkled across the movie, and there's a couple of montages of Ash and his friends going throughout the region. And this movie feels more like a Pokemon adventure than the other Pokemon movies. The other Pokemon movies seem to all have the same exact plot. Ash and his friends fight a legendary Pokemon to save the world, and that's like every Pokemon movie. At least for the 10 or 11 that I've seen. This one feels more like a journey where Ash is trying to find Ho-Oh. If you remember in the very first episode of the anime, he sees Ho-Oh, and this movie explores that. There is sort of still that legendary Pokemon fight thing at the end of the movie, but for the majority of it, it feels like a journey. And that kind of complements how it feels to play the games. So for me, this would actually be my favorite Pokemon movie. Beforehand, it would probably be Pokemon Forever, but I haven't seen that movie in forever. There's also another legendary Pokemon besides Ho-Oh that makes an appearance who plays a major part. But I'm not going to give that away right now, I'll probably do a little spoilers thing at the end of this video. Because I went into this movie pretty blind, only seeing the first trailer. So a lot of the appearances of certain Pokemon and characters I was really surprised by. So overall, if you're a fan of the Pokemon franchise in general, I think you'll really like this. If you're a Gen 1er, you might still like it. A vast majority of the Pokemon are the original 150, but there are some newer Pokemon that have more significant roles in the movie. But Pikachu obviously has the biggest role. So let's talk a little bit about spoilers. So, spoilers incoming. I don't know if they were in the trailer, but Team Rocket's in this movie. The thing is, the movie could do completely without them. They are literally just there for fan service. They're in the background, and that's really it. They do talk, though. They serve literally no purpose in the movie. The Pokemon that I was surprised would have a role is Marshadow. Marshadow is basically the legendary Pokemon that they have to fight at the end. Though he does appear in the middle of the movie as well, where he makes Ash hallucinate. And he has this really weird dream where he's in this reality where Pokemon doesn't exist. So it's just a regular slice-of-life anime. It was really super weird, and I could hear some huhs in the audience. Then another point where it seems like Ash is hallucinating. Pikachu talks! Not just saying his name, he says a full sentence. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be real, or him hallucinating, or him understanding Pikachu for some reason, but I'm gonna go with hallucinating, since Marshadow made him hallucinate earlier in the movie. Also, here's another big spoiler, but Ash dies again. But of course, he does come back. Though it doesn't really seem like he dies, it seems like he goes into this other dimension. It's very strange, and I have no idea why that happened. But afterwards, after they finally meet Ho-Oh, all the friends go their separate ways. And it's kind of implied at the end that Ash meets his other friends after this movie, because there are some little animations of the other characters that you see throughout the series. Like Brock, Misty, Tracy, May, Dawn, Iris, a bunch of the others. Oh yeah, another thing I didn't expect in this movie was that Charmander's original trainer plays a big role in it. And his name is Cross, and he's sort of the anti-Ash. So the Charmander storyline plays a really big role in this movie. So those are all the spoilers I wanted to talk about. but it was a very fun event. I wasn't expecting that many people to be there, and I completely forgot that at Pokemon movies you get a card, and I have this little Ash's Pikachu card, and it's really cute. Yeah, there is Ash's Pikachu. It's I choose you. That's really adorable. I did have to move seats during this viewing though, because there was a guy beside me who just wouldn't shut the fuck up. I understand if you want to talk to your friends during a movie if it's like a movie that's not very crowded, but this was a very crowded movie, so I ended up moving to the front where not a lot of people were sitting. But other than that, I really enjoyed my time with it. I have sort of an off and on relationship with Pokemon where sometimes I get really into it, sometimes it's just in the background, like always in my background. But Pokemon I Choose You definitely reignited a bit of my love for the franchise. I'm probably not going to pick up Ultra Sun or Moon this month, but I will definitely pick up the next title that's going to be on the Switch. So if you have seen Pokemon I Choose You, or if you are a big Pokemon fan, tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take